I need the scoop.
A simple decluttering task destroys an 8-year relationship when valuable collectibles mysteriously disappear. We're diving into a Reddit confession that exposes how one boyfriend's lazy instructions led to accusations, lawsuits, and a shocking display of true character that left thousands of readers completely stunned.
I'm a 32-year-old woman still on lockdown here in my home, and since I have nothing better to do, I have been decluttering like crazy. I live with my boyfriend of 8 years, who we'll call Robert. He's also 32 and also on lockdown. He has gone through many phases, and I have supported every one. However, he never sticks with them, and often gets rid of whatever stuff he collected a few years later. Neither of us are very sentimental. For the past month, I have encouraged him, although I will never nag him, only reminded him like once a week, to clean out his gaming room/office area into 2 boxes, stuff to sell online and stuff to give away. I knew some of his stuff was valuable, but I have no clue what is and what isn't. One time he gave away a collectible sword from another phase that I could have sworn he paid a ton of money for, but then he told me he got it on eBay for $10. Like, I really have no clue, and we keep our money separate so I never know and don't ask. Well, he set 2 huge garbage bags on the floor of his stuff in front of the bins Friday night. I asked him when he was going to sort them, and he told me he was tired of thinking about it and sent me a list of everything he remembered putting in there and where to put what. I was a little frustrated, I won't lie, but I did it anyway without complaint. At the end of sorting, I texted him a picture as well as a list of the stuff that he didn't tell me about, and then he texted back, telling me where to put them. It's important to note 2 things. First, he was very vague when it came to the items, like figurines, giveaway, Xbox games, sell kind of deal. Second, the reason he didn't want to sort them is that he had a video game tournament or something similar Saturday morning. I told him that he could do it after, and I didn't mind, but he said he would be too exhausted after, and probably wouldn't do it until next week. I just wanted these bins gone, so I stopped fighting it. Anyway, yesterday I took the specialized bins to donation. Today he comes in, and I'm pricing items to sell. He then starts telling me how much money we can make on the Lord of the Rings bundle. And I was confused because his text said nothing about Lord of the Rings. I tell him I'm not sure what he's talking about, and he looks through the bin and realizes that I gave away all these custom Lord of the Rings figurines of almost every character. I felt awful and apologized, but he just yelled at me and told me I just ruined his trust in me. I showed him the texts that said that all the figurines needed to go, and he told me I should have known they were special and probably collector's items. We never mention finances other than the combined ones, and he has never mentioned anything about those figurines, and he literally got them in 2014, and we weren't even living together then. I called the donations place to try to get them back, but I haven't heard anything back. I feel bad, but really feel like this is really his fault. He is currently not speaking to me. Am I in the wrong? Now, the thing is that he didn't want them anymore. He just wanted to profit off them. Again, I understand that might be even more frustrating in some cases, but he kept saying, I gave away a piece of him, which his mourning is really unjustified in my eyes. I can understand him being mad at me for making him lose money, but the second he realized I wouldn't beat myself up for his mistake, he started pulling the sentimental card, which he is openly not sentimental. He literally said, it was the only thing I was sentimental about and wanted it to go to a good home, and I clocked out of the conversation. I've tried to be as apologetic and understanding as possible. When we moved in, he literally threw away a signed shirt of my favorite band because it looked dirty. I never wore it, but I hadn't washed it because I didn't want the signatures to fade. And I mourned for a week, but I never yelled at him because it was an honest mistake. It still hurts my heart thinking about it sometimes. While I still feel awful and have done everything I can to try to retrieve them, he continues to yell at me and act like a petulant child. I understand emotion, but he's 32 and not 5. For context, he kept saying he needed to declutter his gaming room. He literally buys something every week, and the room was getting into hoarding territory, and he said that he needed to clean it to make room for new things for literal months. He brought stuff out of his room constantly and left stuff outside, and then complained when I asked him to take it back because he didn't have enough room on his shelf. He would leave figurines on the kitchen counter and then get mad if it got food on it. I would take a box of his stuff back to his room on a weekly basis. He used to make me clean his gaming room because it started developing mold because he will not clean it. I stopped about a year ago, but still have to bring stuff back to his room every week. He could have literally just told me he didn't want to give away anything, and I wouldn't have cared, but he told me for months he needed to give away stuff.
The Reddit community overwhelmingly supported the original poster, with many recognizing the classic signs of manipulation and gaslighting in her boyfriend's behavior. As she tried to make amends and retrieve the donated items, tensions in their home reached a breaking point. The very next day, her boyfriend's reaction would reveal his true priorities and cross a line that changed everything forever.
Last night, he literally contacted our friend who is a paralegal and asked if he had a case to sue me for damages. The paralegal heard his story and read the texts between us and said he felt like he did not. That friend reached out to me and asked me what was happening. I was friends with the guy first. He then sent screenshots of my boyfriend calling me a bunch of names and other awful things. He has not talked to me at all, or even asked me to pay him back. He immediately went to sue me. When I confronted him about it, he said he was acting in depression and didn't actually mean anything by it, but was just trying to control his anger. When I asked if he would like me to pay him, and that I would pay him half since we are both at fault in some ways, he just kept screaming at me and calling me a bunch of names and said I would not only pay for all of it, but I would pay extra for his emotional distress. Anyways, long story short, I broke up with him. He's currently having an even bigger rage fit and sent me a picture of him breaking some of his collectibles saying, if it makes you that happy, and I know he is gaslighting me. Thank you for everyone's support.
Sometimes the trash takes itself out, revealing someone's true character when they think they can manipulate and control you. Share your thoughts on relationship red flags and standing up for yourself in the comments below. Subscribe for more stories about finding strength in difficult situations, and check out our other videos exploring toxic relationships and personal empowerment.